Colts fans, I'm JJ Stankevitz, and this is another episode of The Colts Show, an Indianapolis Colts podcast. We are presented by Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PC. I had a chance to sit down with long snapper Luke Rhodes and punter Rigoberto Sanchez. I'll be honest, talking special teams is like low-key one of my favorite things to do. I love getting deep into special teams. Like I told Luke and Rigo, I was like a sicko watching some special teams film to prepare for this podcast. Really fun stuff. No discussion about the Colts-Falcons game because a little behind the scenes here. We're taping this before I even go to Germany because we don't have time. I'm flying back on Monday. This episode comes out Tuesday morning, so bit of a change in how we're doing this. No mailbag this week as well, but a really fun conversation with Luke Rhodes and Rigoberto Sanchez coming up here on the pod. For next week's pod, we got some cool stuff cooking, like really cool stuff. I don't want to spoil it, but having a potential future Hall of Famer coming in for next week's episode. So keep an eye on that. And it's not who you might think. All right, that's going to do it here. Let's get to my conversation with Luke Rhodes and Rigoberto Sanchez right after these messages here on The Colts Show. The Colts Show is presented by Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PC, where every day is game day. Greatness in the NFL starts long before kickoff. It's built in the quiet hours of preparation and the discipline to turn insights into action. The Indianapolis Colts rely on Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PCs to turn preparation into performance. With real-time AI-powered insights right on the sideline, coaches and players can make smarter, faster decisions when it matters most. From the field to the front office, Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PCs are transforming how the Indianapolis Colts prepare, strategize, and win. This isn't just about football. It's about unlocking potential wherever the game is played. It is my pleasure to be joined here on the Colts Show by long snapper Luke Rhodes and punter Rigoberto Sanchez. How you doing, guys?
Great. Thanks for having us on here.
So you're the longest tenured member of the Colts. You're tied for the second longest tenured member of the Colts. What has been just maybe rewarding or cool about seeing the growth of this team from, you're the last guy left to play with McAfee.
Yeah.
Like seeing the evolution of this team from where it was when you guys started to where we are now in 2025.
It's been crazy. I mean, the turnover through this building the last 10 years has been, everybody almost except me. And we've been building this team for a long time. We've been putting pieces together here and there and seeing people develop and starting in special teams roles and now starting on offense or defense and earn their spots. It's been awesome. And obviously the success that we've had so far this season has shown what we've put together over the last few years and the scars that we've kind of earned through that.
How have you seen this team kind of grow, Rigo?
Honestly, it's been really special to see, like you said, from where we started to what we are now. And we've been through it all. We talk about it with Luke all the time. It's like, it's a long time coming for this to happen. And it's just nice to be in this position that we are in. And we're just blessed to be here.
All right. How many snaps do you think you have fired off to Rigo on field goals? Just like the number of times that you've snapped the ball to Rigo to hold the ball in your career.
Do you have the number written down somewhere?
I do.
Just field goal?
I think I have just field goal for it.
In 9 years together, probably.
I'm including preseason, regular
and extra
season,
points, field goals and extra points?
Yeah,
600?
638. That's a great guess.
That's pretty awesome.
I figure 30 field goals a year, 35 extra points a year, 9 years.
We've actually had this conversation before, but it's like if you wrap your head around the amount of warm-up snaps too,
Right.
This whole time who knows how many.
Snap all game and we snap
Yeah.
all practice. It's just
what? So okay, tell me
the overall number I couldn't even guess.
I mean, it's probably easily in the thousands, maybe over
Tens of
maybe
thousands.
5 figures. We're thinking.
Yeah,
Easily.
no doubt.
I mean you're throwing warm-ups, you're throwing walkthrough.
Yeah. So is that the bulk of what you guys do during practice? Is just because if that's something to me that if you don't have that operation perfect, it's like the one time out of 1,000 that it doesn't go well. That's when kind of everyone notices it. But when you don't notice it, it's generally a good thing. So is that what you mostly just do during practice?
That's all we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally go to practice and just try to perfect something. And I feel like we try to stay away from perfection, just like continue to work through the process, you know what I mean? So it's like Luke snapping the same ball over and over again and me hitting the same ball as well. So it's just a constant work in progress, I think.
Do you just have to, you're always chasing perfection, but you're understanding you're never there, even on something you've done 50,000 times?
Yeah, kind of how we both got started. It's just kind of been like we have to work every day, just like everybody else, to get better in some asset, field goal, punt, protection, just the overall operation.
And it's like year in and year out. Like from where we started to like now, it's like we're never like, we're good, because we've done it the last whatever years.
And having, new kickers come in too, for at least that part of the process. You got Michael Badgley coming in this year. You had Spencer. Obviously, what is that process like for you guys when you have a kicker come in the middle of the season to say, and I know you guys obviously know Badge, but like, hey, this is how we're going to get ready. This is how we're going to get you ready for game day.
Yeah, for us, it really is the same operation for us. It's just kind of sometimes a little bit different tempo based on how long or short their walk-off is. And for Rigo, like the leans and the holds are a little bit different, but like our operation is pretty consistent, and it's how can we make it as easy as we can for the kicker, whoever that may be. And like you said, we've worked with Badge before, and he's a really easygoing guy, kind of works with us too and tells us what he wants. And at the end of the day, he's like, it doesn't matter, I'll kick it. But our job is really just to make it easy. I'm trying to make it easy for Rigo, and he makes it easy for the kicker. So that's just what we work on.
What do you mean by like leans and holds? There are different ways that you have to angle the ball?
Yeah, Spencer likes it more straight up and down, and some kickers like it a little bit straight up and down, a little bit lean to me, or maybe even forward. We call it the gangster lean. Adam Vinatieri used to like that lean. But it just depends from kicker to kicker.
So this is something about special teams that like I'm literally just learning right now, and I've covered football for 15 years. What is something that when you explain it to them, Luke, I'll start with you, like about long snapping. What's something when you explain it to them, they're like, I've never thought about that, or I never would have even understood that about your job?
For me, especially because when I was coming in, I wasn't long snapping, right. And so if it was all new to me, and they were like, hey, we got to go match laces. I was like, nah, Rigo gets the laces out. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, no, like, we got to figure out how far or short we need to be within that, 8-yard field goal snap to get the laces so that he can catch them and they're already out. I'm like, that's crazy. What are you talking about? And so we spent a long time, and we still spend time just year in, year out trying to, we're talking the difference of 6 inches and how many rotations that ball is getting before it reaches Rigo. And I was like, this is crazy. And so we're like 2.5 rotations, and the ball is generally somewhere, facing out. We look at it as a clock. Like 12 o'clock is perfectly facing out. So we try and keep it at 12 o'clock or 10 to 2, in that range. So it's not a lot of movement for the kicker. And, sometimes they'll just be 6 o'clock, and Rigo does a fantastic job just getting it around. And so that, for me, was the biggest surprise in long snapping.
So these are things that you're working on then in practice of like, it's not just you're snapping the ball. There is a legitimate or a real technique to it. Has to have these number of rotations to get the laces where they need to go.
And you're not like thinking rotations. It's more just throwing the same ball with the same velocity. So now I can move up 6 inches or back 6 inches, or he can catch it a little forward or further back just to give it more time or less time to spin.
It's on the location of where I catch the ball too sometimes. Sometimes if he's a little off, he'll throw it a little bit more inside just to match perfect laces. And it's like, we're always work in progress, you know what I mean?
I thought this was interesting. So when Spencer got hurt against the Raiders, you were going to kick field goals. You obviously didn't get a chance, but then you were going to be the holder.
That's right.
Why is it important to? Because my thought would have been, you just get like when Hot Rod got hurt against Baltimore, Naheem was the holder. Yeah. But why is it important to have the consistency at holder in that spot?
From my point of view, it's like I spend the most time with them, and I understand holding and kind of the ins and outs of lean and hitting your spot. And for us to have a backup snapper like Ogletree would have done the snapping, and he can get it there and close. And, I just, mostly for fun, but now it's serious, just kind of work on catching a few snaps here and there. And getting the hold in the right spot with the right lean is harder than it seems. And a lot of respect for what Rigo does. And the snap, to us, that's just the best operation that we have in the building if an emergency situation came up.
He has really good hands, so I think that's probably the best case scenario for us, honestly.
Even as a former linebacker?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I'm on the hands team.
That's right. You are on hands team. I watched a couple of those too.
Yeah.
I got deep into the special teams tape last night prepping for this. I watched so you're the guy who's sprinting across, and you're ready for that ball kind of squirting out.
Yeah. Right now I'm just kind of playing in the middle and kind of field the middle bunt if it was there, or block or whatever I got to do.
He's ready.
Yeah. Rigo, for you, what's something about like punting maybe specifically that is just, if you're not a punter, it's hard to understand what goes into it?
I think for being a punter, I think there's so many variables to just understanding the game of punting. I feel like people think just go out there and punt the ball as far as you can, and there's so many logistics to it, especially game planning for specific returners. You know, you got to punt the ball right, higher, shorter for depending who you're playing against. Sometimes it may not look so pretty if it's end over end ball, but you're able to control the field position. And then, again, I feel like playing outside, outdoors, you got to hold on to the ball, make sure the ball doesn't move, because when you catch the ball, you know, you take a couple steps and you're trying to hold on to the ball so it doesn't move, so you're able to make the best contact that you can. So I think that there's definitely an art to punting. And for me, I started as a field goal kicker early on, and I developed and learned how to punt and fell in love with making the ball spiral. So I think I've just fallen in love with the process of learning how to punt over and over and over again.
Is your favorite punt of your career the walk-off you had against Tennessee a couple years ago?
I would say so, yes. Yeah, just because everybody was hyped. It was a crazy moment. I mean, you just kind of go out there and you lock in on, you know, the task, and we got the job done. So it wasn't just me, it was the whole team.
Yeah. For you guys, as you know, on the punt team, how much do you appreciate what Ashton Doolin is able to do as a gunner?
That's my guy right there. I mean, that guy, I'm able to do what I do, first of all, because of the snap, and then the guy's protecting inside. But then knowing that you have Ashton Doolin out there, I mean, you kind of just do your job, and you let him do his, and, you know, it speaks for itself.
Luke, what about Ashton? You know, have you come to appreciate as a teammate?
Yeah, definitely from kind of what we were talking about earlier, players that have kind of earned their spot, and Doolin came in and did a fantastic job and really solidified himself as one of the best gunners in the NFL. And to have a weapon like that, like, we can focus more on our protection and stuff, knowing that if he's singled on the outside, or most of the time if he's doubled, and we get, you know, the punt that we like, and Doolin's going to down it, tackle it, or force a fair catch. And just a player like that works so hard and is humble and hungry and wants to be a good special teams player, it's invaluable.
All right, so to prep for this podcast, I watched your guys' first tackles in the NFL. Luke, I want to start with you. So this is when you were still playing linebacker.
Yeah.
Against the Vikings in 2016. Mm-hmm. You tackled Cordero Patterson, who's one of the best kickoff returners in NFL history, for my money. What do you remember about that play? What do you remember about your first tackle in the NFL?
Well, I was, like you said, playing a different position, but I was on the kickoff team, and we knew that, you know, a big, strong runner likes to run through tackles, kind of middle return at that time, and I was playing on the backside, and Tom McMahon at the time called that position the kitty. Just kind of the guy that seals the backside if they kind of bounce it or something, or usually can bend it and make the tackle on the backside. And that was the position I was playing, and he just started running up the middle, and I just kind of bent in and wrapped up his legs and got the tackle.
What did it feel like after that?
Oh, it was incredible. You know, it has been a dream my whole life to play in the NFL, and just to get in a play and make the play that came to me was awesome.
I mean, you now, as the Colts long snapper, you might go a season without getting a tackle. Like 2021, the year you were first team AP All-Pro, you had 0 tackles.
Chills out.
Hey, that's just a credit to great punting, and we have gunners out there that making tackles, and, you know, especially even like this year, like, we're punting a little bit less. We have a great offense, and when we're punting, like, he's putting it out of bounds at 49 yards. Like, we don't need tackles.
Yeah. I mean, you've got this year, we're taping this before week 9, but I think it's 10 of 16 punts have been inside the 20 this year. So you don't even, you know, those are fair catches, those are going out of bounds. So it's a good thing sometimes when you
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of felt like an athlete. Like, I like to get down there and make the tackle. And
you're sprinting.
Yeah, I'm running as hard as I can, and if it comes to me, I'm there and do my best to make the play. But, you know, a lot of times it's just not an opportunity to make tackles, and that's fine as well.
So
yeah, we've done it for so long. It's like, let's go out there and win. that's kind of what we're about right now. So
Yep. What do we have to do to win?
yeah.
For you, Rigo, though, you have made 6 tackles in your career. 3 of them, you kind of shoved a guy out of bounds. 1 against San Francisco, you got credit for a tackle. It looked like you sort of rolled into the guy.
Hey,
It popped up on Pro Football Reference, so I went and I found it. But 2 of them, you brought 2 guys to the ground in your career.
Yeah.
It's Hunter Renfrow against the Raiders in 21 and DJ Chark against the Jags in 2018. I know you don't like making tackles because that's usually not a good thing. What's the reaction like, though, when you have made a tackle? Like, are you getting texts of, like, are you okay? Like, what is that like?
I definitely get people texting me like, hey, you made a tackle, like, that's awesome. And then, like you said, I mean, we don't want to make tackles because it doesn't mean that we did our job on special teams, whatever it is. Even when I used to do kickoff, it's like you get in there and you make a tackle, it's like, oh, the guy broke free, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, just try to get the guy down at the end of the day.
I mean, is there any sort of technique to, I mean, are you trying to wrap up? Are you trying to throw your body into him, get him out of bounds?
Yeah, you're trying to, I feel like it depends on the returner. You know, some of the guys are bigger than we are, so you're trying to probably go for their legs and really just wrap up a little bit.
Get them back to your help.
Yeah.
Force them one direction, I guess.
Right. What has the season been like for you guys? Where I know early in the season there was all this attention on how you just hadn't punted. And there are some, videos that were going around that the NFL put out, that we put out with the Colts, that were just sort of making light almost of like, this team hasn't punted. This is a good thing. To have the offense going the way they are, does it put more pressure on you, though, when you do go out there and you do have to execute a long snap for a punt, do execute a punt, or is it just kind of like, hey, we've practiced this so much, let's go deliver in these moments?
Yeah, I mean, our offense is executing at such a high level that, and we joke about it and stuff, but at the same time, our practice week from years that we've punted 100 times in a season to now is the exact same. And so, we practice every rush. We're prepared, and, if we have to punt in a game, we're ready. And, if it's going to help our team win, we're down for it. If we don't have to punt in a game, great. It means we won, probably.
For you, Rigo, what has the attention on you been like this year for not doing your job?
Honestly, I couldn't believe it the first couple games. I was out there, like Luke said, we're still ready, still punting into the net. Practice, same mentality, like you're going to go out there and hit 5 punts a game, whatever it is. But it was honestly kind of unbelievable that we didn't punt the first couple games, which, like Luke said, it's awesome because that means that we're winning.
But yeah, making them inactive.
Well, you need the holder, though, because you're holding
I was
eight
there.
times a game for extra points.
I was ready, but I mean, like you said, when the opportunity presents itself, we're ready to go. We're still punting into the net and just staying ready the whole game.
I'm curious about this for you guys. Like, what does a punter workout look like in the off season? Because I imagine it's not the same as what Zaire's doing or Buck is doing. But what does it look like for you? How do you prep your body?
Yeah, basically don't change too much that I do here in the off season. I probably give myself a couple weeks to rest with no punting. But I still work out probably every day, except for maybe 1 or 2 days a week. And then I'll go out on the field twice a week. I'll take my brothers out there to help me shag. And then I'll hit up some snappers that are in the area. But I basically don't change too much, to be honest with you. I continue the same journey I've done since my rookie year up until now, and just, it's been working. So
I guess if someone watching or listening to this is a high school punter, what exercises do you have to do? Like, are you doing band work? Do you have to do a lot of leg work? What sort of exercises are you doing in the gym to get ready for a season?
I would say a lot of single leg, explosiveness, box step up, box jumps, whatever it is that helps you translate from the gym to punting. Core exercises. You got to be an athlete. I feel like as a punter, most punters are just complete athletes, and you got to be prepared for just every opportunity you have when you go on the field. Sometimes you just go out there and you just got to be ready.
Nothing humbles you more like taking a workout class with an NFL player, like I did when you showed up at Oswell one day.
Yeah. And
I'm looking over, we're doing landmine presses, and I'm like, man, I'm feeling pretty good today. I got this weight on. I look over, and Luke's just 45-pound plates, plural, on it. And I'm like, oh, God, no shot. What do you do in the off season to get your body ready for the regular season?
Yeah, I feel like we take our training pretty seriously. Even in season here, we go pretty hard, and we train most of the time, just like any other player, doing athletic movements and rotational and explosive stuff, and just to stay, keep that athletic movement patterns down. But then, like Rigo, I take some time off, and then when I get back into snapping, it's a lot of like breaking it down, drill work. I have a coach, Kyle Stelter from Special Teams U, that we evaluate a lot of video stuff and just kind of what went well during the last season and what can I work on and what can I really focus on this off season to improve that aspect with the snap or blocking or whatever that challenge may be. And then working out is just kind of a lifestyle to us anyway. So I like to train hard. I run a lot, and we get after it like any other player.
All right, the last thing I want to talk about with you guys is just the platform you both have. And Luke, this episode's coming out on Veterans Day. You were our Salute to Service nominee this season for the NFL award. You come from a family, a military family. Your father was a veteran. What does it mean to you to be able to have this platform that you have to support veterans, to support active duty service members, as an NFL football player?
It's amazing. The platform that comes with the job is just like, you don't even, and I'm the long snapper. I'm not the face of, I'm not on all the media stuff, but I still have people reach out all the time, and like, especially veterans and families of veterans and young kids, and appreciating what I speak about and what I help serve in the community and stuff, and really just a platform to glorify God and everything that we can do. And I appreciate the platform, and it humbles me, just reading comments from people. And military-wise, I love our veterans. I love everybody that has served and lost their lives and the families that have supported them through it. And, we just appreciate it. And any way I can share and bring voice to some of those people is important to me.
For Rigo, for you, representing Mexico in the NFL, I know you guys did that school show with Blue earlier this year that was completely in Spanish. What about that representation that you're providing is fulfilling for you?
Yeah, honestly, I think that's my calling, like Luke said, just doing God's work. I think it's really important, especially for like those young kids that are Latino. I was one of those kids, and just having those dreams, that knowing that, you having somebody like myself, and not just me, but other people that play in this league that are Latino, representing them, and just being able to be that, that idol or whatever you want to call it, and just giving them hope to one day having them accomplish that themselves.
Guys, this was fascinating. This was great.
Yeah.
I love talking to both you guys.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about special teams. I learned a lot about special teams, by the way, from Brian Mason's press conferences.
Yeah.
Have you seen his opening statements?
Not all the time.
They go about 750 to 1,500 words. He'll sit down in front of the microphone.
Before he opens questions.
Yeah, and it is all gold. Like, if you want to learn about special teams, I tell people, like, go watch Brian Mason's press conferences.
Mason's the guy.
Mason's a smart man. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's got players now that can understand his concepts. And
Kind of feels like it's a coaching staff of mad scientists.
It is.
Back there with Shane, Mace, Lou Anarumo, all these guys. Anyways, Luke Rhodes, Rigo Sanchez, thanks for joining me here on The Colts Show. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
All right, back here on The Colts Show, we are presented by Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PC. Greatness in the NFL is built on preparation and quick decisions. That's why the Indianapolis Colts trust Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PCs, bringing real-time AI insights to the sideline so coaches and players can make smarter, faster decisions when it matters most. From the field to the front office, Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PC is transforming how the Indianapolis Colts win. All right, as I mentioned, really fun episode coming up next week here on The Colts Show. Really cool guest we've got lined up for that one. Really excited to share that with everyone. This has been really fun doing this show. If you like it, if you like what we're doing, if you like all of our podcasts, you like the Jack Doyle podcast, Inside Football with Rick Venturi, Instant Reaction, please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Give the Colts a follow on YouTube. You can also follow our specific podcasts on YouTube. That would be The Colts Show, the Jack Doyle podcast, and Instant Reaction to get those sent directly to your feeds as soon as they are posted. Instant Reaction, obviously, right after games. The Colts Show, we come out Tuesday mornings, and the Jack Doyle podcast Thursday mornings. That's going to do it for this episode of The Colts Show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you next week here on The Colts Show.